Okay. Hi everybody again. Hopefully this time OBS is going to behave itself and not decide to randomly have a temper tantrum 1 minute into a stream. Isn't that right, OBS? Yes, you temperamental piece of software. Thank you for once again just deciding to not want to stream a minute into really starting it off. Thank you so much for your uncooperation. It is much appreciated. Thank goodness my computer is quick. If this had been when I had to deal with this shit on my old computer that like took 10 minutes to load up everything every time, this was much worse. Anyway, good evening everybody, and welcome to some more playtesting. And if you're getting a sense of deja vu, well good, because you should be getting a sense of deja vu, because that's the name of the wad. And, of course, John, isn't that right, OBS? Starts making the cherry noises. Good. Yeah. Well, you know, I have to put up with two demons. Cherry and OBS. Yeah, Hakros, not Hakron. Yeah. And, Hakros actually followed the channel, I think it was yesterday, but it didn't show up on OBS for some weird reason, but it was registered in the Twitch, so all good. All good. So, the first, and given the previous one I went through, and thank you to Robot Flowers for extending their Tier 1 subscription through to January. Alright, that's a new notification. It's essentially just, I didn't know you could do that. I guess that's the same thing as just doing another month, but I've never seen that displayed that way before. But anyway, thank you very much, Robot Flowers. Much appreciated. Shame there wasn't a personal message with that, but whatever, doesn't matter. Hakros and Goliath joined forces in this 80,000 hour long map. Yeah, thanks for evaluating. I don't plan to stream much on my own channel. I intend to join the Dope Blast when I can. Well, you know, I mean, if you're still here, Marine, obviously Luda recently got in, and I'm sure to be room for yourself, of course. The more active streamers there are on Dope Wiz, the better. Especially since, you know, there are still periods of time where Dope Wiz is quiet. More streamers around, the better, I guess. Hey, Hakros, thank you for the 100 bits. And here is the mapper themselves to be here this time. So that means I have to be really nice to Hakros and not be mean like I was last time. I have to be a good streamer now, a responsible adult. No, I'm just kidding. It means absolutely nothing. It just means they can answer for their crimes in person. Every time I see the word Goliath, the raging Goliath from Borderlands 2 comes to mind. Okay, well, the good news is that this WOD doesn't promise to take 5 hours. It promises to take 1 hour. Today I have come to hear the criticism. Okay. Alright. And thank you for another 100 bits, I guess. And thanks for 25 in the host, Lord Misfit. So, this is Hakros Deja Vu. Oh, and we have a hype train. Or as I heard it called recently, the scam train or whatever. And thank you to Lord Misfit for gifting a Tier 1 sub to Hakros. That's your 170th gifted sub. Just during the festive season. Lord Misfit, gracias por la suscripción de regalo. Yeah, no bot watches. Yeah, I seem to have hit a run of form with views and followers, strangely enough. You know how I was like talking about during the sweet state where I was a bit worried that metrics were starting to flatten out a bit? In a few days of playing nothing but Doom, I've suddenly seemed to have gone back to normal. I wonder if that's something to... I wonder if there's a connection there. If I play Doom, people show up and follow. If I don't play Doom, people watch someone else playing Doom. I wonder if there's a connection there that I might be able to discover. Nope, it's quickly slipped my mind. Anyway, did I see Romero's stream? No, I didn't watch it. I was out at the time. I was a bit annoyed actually yesterday because I was supposed to play poker, but the poker game was cancelled because no one showed up. And I was a bit miffed, so I sort of went out for a few hours and I came back and did a semi-drunken, which actually turned out to be pretty much full drunken, CAC Awards reaction rambling, of which I sort of forgot about half of it. I then somehow managed to not fall asleep, and somehow, although I did fall asleep after the stream for about 3 hours. Dead serious. I after the stream, I was watching some videos, and then suddenly it was 6 in the morning, and I'd fallen asleep at my computer for 4 hours, or 3 hours, or some amount of hours. Which seems to be happening a lot on Fridays recently. I think I tire myself out by getting up early during the week, and it's like, okay, time to catch up now. Bump. Drunk Suitepee visiting your second. Wait, did I actually raid you afterwards? Or something? I can't remember what I really did after the stream ended. I remember, like, creating the highlight video but not exporting it. Then I was watching some YouTube and I fell asleep. I was there, sweet. I raided you afterwards. Oh, that's cool. I don't remember that. I honestly don't remember it. Like, I looked back through the CAC Awards and I was like, I don't remember. I was like, wait a minute. How did I not point out that this was made by Demonologist? How did I not point out that this was Fear? It's like, I just kind of, oh, 4 hype train, nice. Johns, please stop that thing. That's like probably the drunkest stream I've ever done on this channel, like ever. And I managed to somehow wing through CAC Awards in 2 hours. You know. Oh, we've hit level 5, I think. Thanks for the 100 bits. John Romero noticed a few of your comments while we chat was in slow mode. He's going to stream more often. Oh, this is not fair. Come on. I can't compete with fucking Romero. I'm already competing with Bridge Burner and Jimmy and STX Vile and all the good Doom players. Now I have to compete with John fucking Romero as well. Maybe it's just time for me to retire. Hang up the hat. I give up. I can't compete with that. Sorry, Sweetie's playing a fevers with effing too. I can just imagine you in Romero's chat. I can just imagine you in Romero's chat. Hey, John. Hey, Romero. Have you heard of Epherius? Hey, Romero. Why don't you play with damn gnomes? Hey, play with damn gnomes, John. Oh, God. Choosing to love Revenants. Oh, fuck off. That's not gonna work. I can't just give up my one unique selling point now. Even though everyone hates Revenants. People were backseating Romero during his playthrough. Why would you do that? You don't think Romero doesn't know how to play his own maps? I mean, he'd have been playing episode 1 to start with, which he made most of anyway. Backseating Romero. No way. Why would you do that? Yeah, I've got to watch his. I've got to watch the VOD of his playthrough. I've got to catch it at some point, I'm sure. Yeah, he did mention Bridge Burner. He actually raided Bridge Burner afterwards, and then Bridge Burner gained 2,000 followers. So Bridge Burner managed to hit a 2K follower milestone before I did. So congrats to Bridge Burner. You have new 1,000 followers. Oh, God. Alright. So, you know, it was nice it was always really cool to see Romero playing Doom again, and, you know, it was good shit. Just going through chat for a moment. Alright, so anyway, on to the playtesting. I commented on it, serious. I said, no, I'm not going to start loving Revenants. No. It's not happening. You know? Not happening. Anyway, on to the word. Sorry, Hakros, you kind of had to wait a few extra minutes because randomness. So this is called Deja Vu 1.1. I probably should mention it. This is version 1.1 just in case, I guess. Could have mentioned if one was 1.6, but it's fine, whatever. So apparently this incorporates a copy of Brutal Doom Light, is that right? And you also have to use a texture pack called D3 Retro Text, which I believe is a Doom 3 texture pack with it as well. Yeah, Doom 3 textures pack by Hidfan, and also uses Brutal Doom Light. This is going to be interesting. Apparently, this was also built in 3 weeks. No jumping and crouching this time. Free work is allowed. Custom music, yes. I have the license to use it. There are 17 secrets, and it takes about an hour to play. So, maybe this will be different. Maybe this will be good. I'm really hoping it is going to be good. So, we will have mouse look enabled. Alright, we got a thing here. Doomsday Doom recommended, requires D-Retro text, includes Brutal Doom White, Ultra Violence. Wow, and QR codes? First time I've seen QR codes in a Doom WOD, I have to admit. Yuck, Doom 3. Let's get Romero to sign it quick. Right, so after the Hakros complex, I'm just hoping that this will actually be good, you know. Maybe because this only takes an hour long, that we'll get a bit more of the focus. Because my main issue with your map set, Hakros, was simply, as I said in the thread, that basically it felt like you were just experimenting with everything, which is great, but that's the kind of thing you should probably do without making it a release. Like, you should, I mean, you know, it's something that maybe a lot of playtesters would have caught, and I got an emote, nice, and hype a crying lion, yay. But yeah, my main problem simply was, Hakros, that basically it felt like one of those maps where someone was just experimenting with everything. Like, literally everything. And I have played maps like that before, but usually they are not 4-hour Metroidvania type affairs. You know, obviously you have some interesting ideas, but you didn't really make any of them shine because it wasn't executed well. Simple as that. I honestly think if you execute things better, you could probably make a good map. But let's check it out, shall we? Oh. Okay, we have the year 2372. After hundreds of years of mining operations, the UAC had turned Mars into a toxic wasteland. When Earth government discovered that this extraction were producing... What? The expulsion of toxic gases into the atmosphere, a war broke out for control of the planet. Now, 20 years later, a fragile stalemate is in effect between the two factions, but the UAC garrison remains ready to face any threat. But the UAC is conducting in secret the test of the definitive weapon that will end the war once and for all. Today is the test day. What could go wrong? A lot, I guess.
Security breach. Life form detected. Life form detected.
Can't move.
Evacuation sequence activated. All personnel, please evacuate to the nearest line.
I actually can't move yet. Warning! Warning! All personnel. Hostile threat detected. Shut up! Do not face hostile forces. Emergency beacon activated. Wait for reinforcements arrival. 1,860 monsters, 17 secrets. Blue card! Okay, first fucking problem. This is not obviously a keycard thing. This should be blue. And we have the same problem in the previous things. You did not mark key doors at all. with the correct color. Many times. I get that computers are typically seen as the switches, but I definitely think you need to make these lights blue to mark the doors. You mark your... Okay, it's a secret, yeah. But it should still be marked with appropriate lighting. You know? It really should. And players aren't going to know their secrets, especially since in the previous map you had them be required quite a few times. This is one of my other issues with the Hakron complex. You do the Metroidvania thing of having players backtrack, but you don't mark doors all the time or computers that are required. You know? Okay, well, it should be marked with something. You know, this is not definitively something that people goes, oh, whatever. I like the Doom Cute panel beds, I guess. Someone else has woke up too. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it might be a bit easier just to use blue lights. Especially since it's... Oh no, an enemy! Apparently I should not engage with them. What? UAC station locked. So rifle. No grenades left. Alright, we... Yeah, why are we getting this spammed at us? Really? Seems a bit unnecessary. Oh, okay. You know what? If I'm going to do this, I might as well just change the screen to a full HUD. Bear with me. I need to make some changes now since we're doing this. Hold on a second. Put you up there. There we go. That's better. What? What the heck? Have we got some weird portal shit going on? Oh, we do. There's something happening here. Yeah, there's a subtle change here. There's a silent teleport or something. Weird. Oh, man. Hakros, deja vu. Title drop, bro. I'll be fucking up these trees, bro. All of the day, bro. Nobody makes me play this fucking entry-way game more than once a day, bro. Straight up entryway rip-off. So that's the real start of Doom 2. The beloved Megasphere. Contact! Contact! Keep spamming that voice line! I like the little sound thing that appears with the gun when it starts to run low. Contact, contact, contact. Have we got contact? Did you go where the other switch was out of habit, sweet? Absolutely did. Of course. Oh, cool. Doom Free Sky. Oh, what the imps are doing cool things. They're jumping around. How nice. Oh, that's nice. Oh, snap. You changed the location of that imp ambush. To throw the player off. Very nice. Whee! So I guess this being Brutal Doom Light, there's no actual
Contact.
No, not contact. Shut up. Shut up, you.
Contact.
Oh. I'm not wasting my rocket launcher on you guys. So does Brutal Doom Light have the headshot weakness bonus, or is it just like takes out some of the complexity from Brutal Doom? I know there's no fatalities, it seems, and stuff like that. Oh, we got portal trickery all up in this again. Oh, what? Ah, what? Oh, I get it. Airlock, right? No shotgun out here? Ooh! Get in quick! Okay, that's cool, I guess. Lost nearly all my extra health, but hey. Oh yeah, I got the blue key. That's why it worked. Now he's dead. Wow, so portals everywhere. Oh. Oh, there's no map. We have no map whatsoever here, so we're gonna be like... Shut up. Shush. Shut up. Yeah, so many empty mags. it's filled up again. So it feels like the idea here isn't to have like one big map, but more like to have a map that keeps changing around a bit as you play through it. Like, I'm seeing a lot of portal work here. Like, a hell of a lot. I guess that's the sort of idea, that you're going to keep going back to an area and it will change and, you know. What's this music anyway? Yeah, I guess that's why it's called Will Do. Shotgun. Oh, 2 at a time. I love the Will Doom shotgun. I like Will Doom in general in moderation. It's quite good. You know, it's... I know people give it a lot of shit, but it's actually a fun mod if you use it appropriately. Of course. Oh no, is this another airlock? It is. Wait, why am I out here? Mega armor? Yeah. Oh, nice. That would have been useful before. Oh, you've redecorated the rad suits. Cool. You had your fill of brutal way back, yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I first played Brutal Doom and its companion thing, starter pack. No, I haven't either. I haven't touched Brutality. I don't really seek it out to play that much, to be honest. I like the fact this reloads 2 shells at a time. That's really actually kind of handy. Speeds up the reload a bit. Oh no, contact! 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 Look out! Nice. Yeah, I think Brutality is what everyone uses. It's not my first time playing Brutal Doom Light, but it's been a while. Rockets in here now? You just roll with vanilla DLA and hideous destructor. Okay. That was just to get the soul stone, was it? Fair enough. Alright, so you can go back and revisit the previous area. Ooh, baby. Got the chain gun now. And maybe there's some other door too we can unlock. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck you! So come on, Hakros, what is this music? Like, seriously, what are we... Sick. Oh. I can't switch to my fists? What? I can't actually switch to my fists. Weird. I cannot switch to my fists whatsoever. Very odd. Well, not the most efficient use of that. Hey-oh. Mega Spear. Ah, I can't kick it. Damn. Oh, this is a remake of level 3 now. We're in Gauntlet territory. Alright, well, this is starting to become quite something. Oh, I can't go back. Oh, there's a plasma gun somewhere. Ooh, sparkly bubbles. Sparkly! Oh. Damn, where's a grenade when I need one? Brutal. Shit. No, god fucking damn it, no! Why are we still using this fucking function? For fuck's sake. First lesson you can take, stop using these enemy types, please! I'm fucking sick of this shit. I don't care, there should be 0. There is no reason to use enemies that only are visible when they attack. Please, for the love of God, stop using them. They serve no purpose in this fight, or any fight. It's a terrible feature, and I wish it wasn't a fucking standard option in Doom Builder's UDMF. This isn't just directed at you, Hakros. There are other mappers who think it's okay to use spectral visible enemies. I don't like this. Fucking Zazer. CAC Award-winning, ESPY Award-winner Zazer didn't make them work well in Dead Wire. I don't like them. It's not cool. They are never used well. They're either used pointlessly or they're used to be the most irritating things. Yes, bad. It's just, I hate this. This is, if nothing else, I would even consider removing them from both of your previous maps straight away. They're pointless. What's the point of having these barons being visible? They serve no extra threat, it's just annoying. I have enough weapons I can just see them anyway if I just spam the chain gun. But it's just pointless. The stealth monsters are just pointless. No one uses them right, and I wish they weren't a feature at all. It's awful. Oh man, 3 stealth barons. They're just cheap. Oh no, I can see them all anyway. Wait, are they fighting each other there? Not that they're hurting each other today. The hell? How are they infighting each other? What? How are the maps? Well, we're only on one map at the moment, but this is okay. Honestly. Uh-oh. Oh, no! Oh, no. Oh, God, that's... Nice, that was better. Now that was a good example of how to use enemies. I was going to say we've also seen a lot of mono fights, but that was a bit more like it, a bit more spice.
Contact. Contact.
Just getting real now. Hot vial. Whoa, what is that flame effect? Oh god, what? Ah! Taste my mighty foot. Ghost Ream type enemy only shows up to melee and disappears, but later situation which behind the trail. Alright, so now we have a red key. I guess we need to find red doors. Getting a sense of deja vu here. This is like the Hakros complex, but smaller, and with one consistent portal thing. Instead of like... Oh god, we have that whole fucking vial to deal with. Fucking hell, why do we have to have these? Nice. A few more invisible imps. Oh god. I can't tell if it stopped locking onto me or not. I really can't tell. This fucking flame pan is really disorientating me. Quite a bit. Where'd he go? Did I kill him though? Hey STX Vial, thanks for the raids. Yeah, it keeps following me, even when I'm behind cover. Makes it really hard to tell when the enemy has stopped tracking you, actually. Another Hakros thing, yes. But this one is smaller and is using Brutal Doom Light. And it's actually a little better. So, we're getting there. By the way, Sweet, I may have rebooted version 1 ready for testing by late next week. Oh. So, your request may finally be ready to play. I mean, you did request me to play it on my request list. Alright, so once again, I get Berserk, but I cannot use the fists. I'm not allowed to swap to my fists. That seems like a bug to me. Yeah, I cannot swap to my fist to use it. So I just get berserk but no fists. Weird. Welcome to the focus. This time the mapper is here in person though, Marissa. Hey, Katyan. I'm also revisiting classic Doom 2 maps. Visible specters. That might be the only thing that maybe I could tolerate being a stealth enemy, a specter. But, you know, still, just no. No map on this either. Monitor's not letting you use your hands. Try to prevent you from playing with yourself, I guess. Yeah, okay. Oh, ain't opening. Oh, right. I didn't press that switch. Additional lights. Nice. Nice. That's no ordinary focus. I wonder where I should go. Oh, the arrow. yo, yo! Hello, Bridge. Just want to check something. Oh, wow. 2003. Yep, you did it. Hey, it's Mr. Bridgeburner. Bridgeburner, who gets Romero to raid him after streams now. Bridge is now... well, 2,000 followers. Dang. I know, right? Is this Brutal Doom? Yes, this is Brutal Doom, but it's Brutal Doom Light. It's not the full Brutal Doom. But this is the Hakros of the Hakros complex. Although this is actually better so far. Oh, I've already been to that one. Didn't want to go to. Fuck. Yeah, so basically Romero was streaming Doom yesterday for the 28th anniversary. And then afterwards he raided Bridgeburner, and Bridgeburner gained probably a shitload of followers. Although I believe Romero was actually talking about your stuff quite a bit as well during the stream. I've yet to actually watch the VOD yet, but he also said it, yeah, I was told he's going to stream more too, which would be nice. Waste tunnel. Just keeping on going, ain't we? There's all these Doom 2 map remakes. Yeah, map 5. This has kind of been the MO of the whole map. And yeah, you'd be right, it was. Oh, right. There's actually no map to this. This is like constant portal switching and whatnot. So, it's a bit like one of those horror games where the map just changes around the player a bit, which is actually kind of neat in a sense. Good thing it's not very confusing to navigate the old Doom. And just in general, really. I mean, this may not be the most original idea, but at least it's an idea that is going to receive a good amount of focus on it. So basically, Bridge, you and me now have to compete with Romero streams in the Doom category. We're all so fucked now. I went out of armor. There's one armor. Oh god. Oh, it's a bloodbath! Bloodbath! Murder. I can't go through this one. Oh. Shortcut unlocked. Hey, Stepping Alice, how you doing? Wait, is I supposed to go back through there? No, I don't think so. Did I play Ion Fury? Yep, I played it about the time it came out, I think. Which was, what, 2019? Something like that. But yeah, I've played Ion Fury. Yeah. Ion Fury was fun. Really liked that game. Shit. Ah! We're about getting to halfway through the monster count. Weird. Oh, here we go. Ah, shit. No. No. Big Baron, please. No. Stop. That's... You bought it recently and befriended it after 30 minutes of playtime. Didn't get the vibe. Oh, hey, look. It's a window from the Gauntlet map. Fuck. Shit, I have to be a little more careful now. No armor. Never mind. Give me that. Wait. How come none of the enemies get brutalized? There's no executions or anything in this lighter version. It's just the AI's there, but the yeah, Brutal Doom White. You didn't like the enemies being hard to spot in Ion Fury. I don't recall having that kind of problem with it, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I don't know if headshots are counting or not on this, so. God's sake! Fucking invisible enemies! Stop using them! Right! Real fucking fun having to deal with enemies you cannot fucking see! Cut that shit out! Ugh. My god. Okay, well, we survived that. That's the closest I've come to dying. And I miss you. Where's the Doom guy face? Oh, I'm using the full screen sort of thing because we're playing with Brutal Doom White, so the ammo counters are a bit weird, so I switched to the full screen. That's where the face has gone. Lots of rad suits. That's for sure. Oh, nice. We're in. Cool. Without the face, it isn't Doom, though. Well, there's the face for you, Natty Garden. Hope that helps. Hey, Zakid. This is Brutal Doom White, and it's part of the WAD. It's incorporated within it. So, not bad, though. It seems that you like having the monster spam of one type, Hakros. That hasn't changed from the Hakros complex, but Alright then, the V8 production, thanks for tuning in. Ooh, look at that blue blood. That finally opened the door that I want. I think what might make stealth enemies a bit more tolerable in cases like this is if there's a way to see them, like visual cue or something. Who has a spare complaint? Who streams 6 AM on a Sunday? Well, at my time it's 7:30, so no. Hakros just earned a new 1k bit badge. Nice. Thank you for the 500 bits, Hakros. Very generous of you. I mean, this is not exactly like nuking new ground. We're just seeing the same kind of monster spam stuff across reworks of classic Doom 2 maps. But at least here, we don't have the complicated Metroidvania shit. We have some direction, some focus on the idea. And maybe partly due to the modification, but this is a lot more fun to play. But please, stop using spectral enemies. It's not fun. There's no need for all this. To be short on time, just use a Hell Knight. Yeah, this is the second map by Hakros. I previously played the Hakros complex. In the previous playtest stream, which was a lot more of a long, epic, and very intriguing journey, shall we say. Put it nicely. Yeah, it's still very mono-textured though. Like, it's... There you go. Right there. Hey, boy. Yeah, High Map 5. The entire map set is basically classic Doom maps remixed together. Only connected by portals, so you can't actually see where you're going, but, you know. Oh, nice, and it comes back to here. It all connects, you know. Now we have to backtrack and find where the blue key was, so we can continue our merry journey. Yeah, this is a different map set, Junior Boy. This is Deja Vu, the second map they've made. Mo was giving tips to level designers. Yeah, this is the same thing we had in the first map. This is mono texturing. The fights are very mono fights as well. I mean, there's occasional... Oh no, I shouldn't have come out here. Shouldn't have come out here. That was pointless. Monkey. Monkey! I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't know where that Johnny Vegas impression came from. I'm getting a bit lost here. Shouldn't be, really. Hey, Commander Space Cat. I have no idea, got runner-up. I asked Carter if it's made him finally believe that he was good at dupe mapping. Yeah, I think Carter was very pleased with that. You know, finally some vindication for his hard work. Of all the, you know, I'm really glad that that happened, because Carter works real hard on his maps, and I have no idea episode 1 was good. I said as such when I first played it. Should have won a CAC award last year, but obviously it just missed the submission deadline. I'm glad to see it got one this year, though. Overall, the CAC awards were a good. Oh, I like the. Oh, we got a dynamic light source too. That's cool. I like the plasma gun. The plasma gun, usually one of the most OP weapons in Brutal Dude. Usually. Restricted access. What? Okay. What's the point of that? Oh, right. Big fight coming up, I guess. Most irrelevant commentator. Oh, well, I was going to ask what you've got your CAC award in. Just refueling base now? Yep, it is. So we're sort of jumping ahead several maps. I mean, we only got about 900 enemies left. I mean, I'm... This needed something a bit more spicy in it, in my opinion. This needed something more spicier than that. I would have not been surprised to see a cyber demon in this room, actually. But, slaughtering weaker enemies is fun too. Well, maybe. I mean, just look at the size of the room. You know, this is kind of thing that also you're gonna have to work on. You can't just have fights with mass enemies all the time. It's good sometimes, but sometimes your fights need to have a bit more composition to them. Not just, I'll just spam 30 imps at the player. It's cool. You gotta have variety, you know, have fights with, you know, like a big room like that is crying out for some big, something big in it to accompany it. God spears being given to us. Things are gonna get spicy. Plasma's fun. Two rooms should have tier 1 monsters that you need to murder, but have the 2 tier guys getting away. What's that feeling? It just needs more complex composition than just a bunch of weak guys in it, you know. Don't be afraid to use the big enemies in rooms like that. You know. Oh, another. I mean, I like the idea that you really are going all in with the portal stuff all the time. And I kind of like that. It's an interesting approach to using portals and shit, but... we need more spice occasionally. I think we're about to get it, though. It's the invisible arch vials again that I can't actually see. Means I probably should be using the fucking rocket launcher on. Mancubus are also bigger. It's a size thing, I guess. Ew. Oh, it's plasma fun. Right. I mean, there we had some arch vials, but why are they invisible? I mean, yes, it's quite annoying to deal with them, but why do they have to be invisible? There. Being a little bit greedy to kind of armor up, I would admit. Where's the arch file? Oh, this is better. Yes, better. Oh, nice. It has that super shotgun stun on the Mancubus animation. I like that. Oh. This is better. Yes. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Oh, that animation of the Revenant splitting in half with the SSG. Love it. I like the shortcuts you're giving back to the player as well throughout this. Considering we have no active map to look at, it's nice that you're providing the shortcuts for the player to navigate around. You know, to reduce confusion, as it were. Stops this being a bit too confusing when players are forced to backtrack to earlier parts of the map. Oh, nothing over here, I guess. Oh no! Big spider mama! She's so big and she moves so weirdly. And she's dead. Yeah, Spider Masterminds in Brutal Doom aren't that scary. They have explosive tracer fire, but they're not really as powerful as normal for some weird reason. That being said, the explosiveness of their hit scan does make them annoying at long range, though. Nah, there's lots of resources. This is a very generously stocked ward, and I've not really had any... Apart from that archvile bit and the waste tunnels bit, this hasn't been too difficult, but I'm not really going to complain about that too much. At least this is the fun kind of comfy stroll, not the, oh god, where the fuck do I go stroll of the first map. Oh, this section looks nice. Oh no, it's a trap. Some description. Oh. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh. Man, those orangutans are big too. Oh, right, we're back to this bit. Blammo! Hey, Crazy Tony, how you doing? Ah, we must need to grab the orange skull from somewhere. I'm enjoying this, Hakros. It's not very complicated, but I am enjoying this. Brutal Doom White does help, though. Once again, your swipe modifier, well, in this case, straight up using Brutal Doom White as a modification does add to the experience. I suspect if this was... Like, if there was, like, I expect if this was just pure vanilla, this would be a lot more tedious, honestly. But being, through this helps. Time for a cyber fight. I want that knockdown animation. So cool. Oh, here he is. Fuck you. Oh, that's a nice twist to the cyber. When he goes on low health, his fire rate increases. Very nice. Caught you, invisible bastard. Whoa, I better whack there. Oh, nice shortcut. Nice. The part with this mod I like, it made the frantic more blooded but easier. Oh. I wonder what this is a map based on. Need a big thinking face for this one. I wonder what this is based off now. Oh, crazy. You got it. You're so good. You got it. You got it. EFG. Yeah, good. Jump! Jump at me. Yeah, missed. Hey, Francis. Going okay? Playing through this, yeah, I know it's the deja vu. I get it's the map's gimmick, obviously. I do like that you're trying to slightly subvert some of the expectations of people expecting traps to be in certain spots like the original, but then it being a little different. Oh. So it's not going to quite be the same as the original there, and that's quite understandable. Yeah, this is integrated with the WAD. This is Bull doing white, but it's part of the map. It's not like something I'm rolling with. You know me. I don't play map sets with extra mods unless they are built in or specifically designed for the mapping. Question. Oh, what? Oh, God. Oh, yeah, I forgot. You can't treat the sides in the same way with its pattern. It's a lot more spread out, so I can't do left, right, left. Oh, no, another one. Oh. Yeah, you can't treat them the same way as yeah, and I like the way that you've I was trying to say establish the outside thing, but yeah, you can't go like left, right, like spread dodge because they fire differently. Brutal. Oh shit, I have run out of rifle ammo. Bummer. Kill each other a little bit. Help get my oh, at least now I have enough ammo for the chain gun again. And once again, another nice shortcut back to where we need to be. Lovely. Is this music cycling through several different tracks, by the way? I've sort of not really been paying that much attention to the music of this, but it feels like the music's are cycling through like a couple of random selections or something. Ish, maybe? Hang on. Well, to put it this way, I've been playing for an hour, it has not dragged. It's been a lot more fun to play this one. Yeah, it's always nice when the author's in the chat, of course. We have all the keys now. Every single key is in our possession. Now we are free to unlock all the doors that we need. As and when we can find them, of course. I went here for the second time, I need to stop doing that. So you got on like on an automatic rotation sort of thing that keeps looping. That's very like Redneck Rampage style, you know. But for Doom. I forgot the BFG. Yeah, I don't have the BFG yet. Shit, I'm gonna fucking remember where. Subway's not working. I don't agree with. This is definitely an improvement. We still gotta learn about complex texturing and complex fight composition, but at least this, and although this is not the most original idea ever in existence, at least it's fun, so it doesn't matter. At least we have a refined goal of, I just want to make a tribute to several classic Doom maps, like a lot of other people do, and use portals to do it instead of not portals. Okay, I'm fucking a bit lost here, though. I think I have to go back to the other... Oh, for fuck's sake, I forgot. I thought there were two of these entryway things, and one had one thing and one had the other, and then... Ah, okay, I think I'm in the right area now. Wait, no, I'm not. I'm in the same area. I'm a bit lost now. There. Oh. There's this one. Oh. That's a secret. I want it. Shit. No, this isn't right either. Oh, fuck. Where do I go? I've completely forgotten where the red skull thingy was. Here. Oh yeah, of course, there was this thing, wasn't there? Fuck you! Wow, all these gigs just explode away, I guess. Okay, cool. BFG is ours. Now we have everything. Probably the first time I got a bit lost in this map. Hopefully the last. Another shortcut. Nice. Alright, here we go. E1M2? Oh, hey, it's the room we saw way earlier on. The one with the carvings on it of Doom Guy. A soul cube. Which used bits of artwork. From a actual Doom game, because why not? Barbecue tonight! Oh hey, backpacks! Yum 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 yum. Yes. Hell yeah. Link has pink hair. That's a cool name. What am I playing? Awesome playthrough, by the way. This is Deja Vu by Hakros. Is the info text up? Yeah, it is. Okay, just checking it. I'm not sure whether the light platform was Wadstream at the same time at Torch, though. Yeah, the author's in the chat too, enjoying this playthrough of the... Well, secret? And again, being this one, it probably isn't a secret. That's probably how you're supposed to proceed. I like how you kind of flipped the switch there and expected us to go into an E1M8 finale, but instead it was just... Nope. E1M2. It's time to go outside again, is it? I'm guessing. Oh. Wait, how do I get out there? Oh, right, yeah, this way, of course. Oh, okay. This could be interesting. Big open area. Giant, ominous looking ball thing. Whoa! Oh! Uh-oh. Oh, that is not good. Shit. Oh, no. Cyber Demons went 7. Oh, no. My main problem here is going to be maintaining oxygen. But we'll be okay, I think. Oh, no. No, no. Oh, no. Please tell me this is not inescapable. Are you kidding me? What the fuck? Why would you make this inescapable, man? Fuck's sake, I can't even... Wow, that's just not cool at all. God damn. So if you go and fall in there, you're dead. I can't jump out and there's no portal. That is not cool. I'm happy about that. Oh, you can't jump and you can't crouch. Been disabled. Not now. Oh, no. No, for fuck's... Denied! I'm not fucking falling in a stupid pit. Twice. Fuck that shit. No. Okay. There we go. Fuck you, buddy. Alright. Now we get back to this. Five left. 4 left. Ow. Why? Just put a teleporter in the pit. It's all you have to do. And it's fine. Put the teleporter in the pit. Get angry! What? Icon of Sin, man. What? Oh, wait. Thank you for the compliment on my name. I remember you watching my stream one time. I saw that you were on live, so I want to say hi. I will get into streaming soon. What's going on here, man? Icon of Sin! No! No! Even if it was very easy-ish. No! No! Why? Why couldn't you have just left that? Oh my god. 0 out of 10. Do not want to play again. Hey, thank you for the 100 bits, Hakros. I know, Effie. I know. At least it was easy, but still annoying to deal with at the end. But, you know, whatever. Alright, well, that was Deja Vu by Hakros. If you are curious to play this particular map, there it is. Yeah. So, obviously this was a big improvement over the first map, but still showing quite a few of the problems of the first map, i.e. the fights are very basic and not complicated, with the possible exception of that refueling base area fight that was a little complex but it wasn't too difficult. The monotexturing is still really, it's a thing, and it wasn't that confusing, at least, to get around. I mean, if you were to describe it to a player before playing it, oh, you're going to be playing a map set where you use portals constantly to travel around several maps. There's no auto map feature, and you might get a bit lost once or twice. But generally, what you did do right was that you had shortcuts, and you made it so that you are banking on players having good knowledge of the original maps, so that they don't get lost, and because the original maps aren't too long anyway, that they're unlikely to do so. So, you know, it was more fun to play. Again, I think largely because you stuck in Brutal Doom Light. I think if this had been pure vanilla gameplay, or it would have been more tedious, I think. I'd probably still be playing it now. I think the modification for this kind of very simple gameplay is a nice choice, honestly. But this was at least fun. You know, it was nice to... I like the idea of using portals as in-between navigation points. This concept, obviously, of revisiting... Doom classic maps has been done many times before, so I can hardly criticize and say do something original, because many people have done that in the past and will still do so. But yeah, this was a step in the right direction. I would like to see you do something original maybe next time, and have this kind of focus on a not Metroidvania style thing, but like a more, you know, something, a solid thing to focus on for the map. You know. What did the chat think? Any thoughts from the chat? Anyone watching? You know, I mean, it's cool that you can get into streaming, Link. You know, streaming is awesome still. Once you start with live streaming, it's hard to go back to just playing by yourself after that, in a sense, you know. I'm really glad to have discovered live streaming, because if not, I'd probably be playing MMOs instead. Of course, you know, I'd be one of those WoW or Final Fantasy XIV nerds. well, nowadays, because I probably Final Fantasy 14 because it's better. So, yeah. You need to learn more complicated and interesting fights. You need to learn complicated and more interesting textures. But please feel free to continue the UDMF stuff. There is a sense of, potential with your mapping, is what I'm saying, Hakros. UDMF is a very hard genre to map for because aside from having to learn all the basics of mapping, you also have so many extra features that it's overwhelming. I would perhaps suggest not using stealth enemies ever again. No one should be using stealth enemies. They're annoying at worst and unnecessary at best. Your most difficult fight in the first map would have been just as difficult with visible archviles. Invisible enemies in games can work, but there's generally some way of seeing them, or it's like the Wendigos from Dusk. They're invisible initially. I have to be honest with you. If the stealth enemies had an option where once they are hit once, they become visible enemies again, that might not be as bad. Like, Dusk had the Wendigos. They worked fine. They were ferocious. No, I don't want them. But there is a potential for using the stealthed enemy concept. I mean, I fought an enemy in another map set that was like invisible, but you still had a way of seeing it. It was an enemy that was like an imp modifier that ran off when it was on low health and tried to be invisible. It could work. The idea of having enemies that are sneaky and sneak up on you, like a spectre that's invisible. But the way it's done is it's basically just a regular enemy that just is invisible except for its attacks. And then they're used in a really stupid way. There's no thought as to where to place them. It's just they are used because they can be used. And they're annoying. But I think if the right mapper used that idea and if there's some slight tweaking, or maybe, as I said, maybe they turn visible once they hit once sort of thing, sure. But as is, no. They shouldn't just be used randomly like they were in this and the previous map by Hakros. And like many other people use them. They're just used randomly in a big brawl. Oh, I'll just have 5 invisible barons alongside the 10 other visible barons for no reason whatsoever. Yeah. So, no thoughts from the chat on this map set? As a final thought? Nobody? Stop your mapping! Background mappers, stop your mapping for one moment to give Hakros some feedback, damn it. He could be the next Stormcatcher or Bridgeburner if we give them enough feedback and stuff. I guess. Anyway, this was more fun, so good. Thank you, Hakros. This was a lot. Thanks anyway, and don't forget to try my app. Hakros Doom Launcher? Hey, Cannonball. Haven't seen you around for a while. How you doing? Oh yeah, you have a... What is the Hakros Doom Launcher? An application for Windows to manage all the classic Doom games and how to launch the game using mods and community in a comfortable and simple way. Oh, let's look at this. Random play module. Download contents for free. Create random maps. New ways to play Doom. What is this? A business thing for a Doom launch? I guess that's a cool thing, except that GZ Doom is very easy to launch programs with. You just drag and drop. I mean, AN Mutt does use a launcher of some kind, and obviously you've got the PR Boom one, which isn't too hard to use. But okay, cool, there's a launcher, that's nice, I guess. I'm pretty good, just had my ass handed to me playing map 11 of 1K Lines 3. Oh, 1K Lines 3, that's a good map set. I'm glad I got a CAC award. You know, the best in the series. Cool map restriction type. Really hope they make another one. But it will be hard to top the third one, you know. Really glad to have played that series at the right time. You know, played them for the request and then got to play the third one when it came out. Awesome. Glad I did. Got that deviation. So, yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Very good stuff. So, yeah, this was fun, Hakros, to play, you know. I hope that you do refine the mapping craft, but I generally think that you do have potential, and I know I probably said it about quite a few mappers that I've come across in playtesting, but the fact that you can create this stuff in 3 weeks, I'd kind of like to see what you could create in 3 months if you put more effort into it and gave it some time and some playtesting. Definitely playtesting would probably help. You know, I could imagine you doing something quite creative in 3 months with lots of help from a few people. You know, because the UDMF has a lot of potential, but it's very hard to realize it, and it does require a lot of fine-tuning and shit like that. But keep at it. Keep at it. You know, it's all going to be good in the end. That was a fun 2 hours. Yeah, very fun 2 hours that was. Okay. Whew. Right. Well, I'm sorry to sort of cut this a bit short for tonight, but that's going to be the end of the stream. Although I've only play tested like 1 map set, it was an interesting map set. Map, I should say, by Hakros. I just feel a bit slightly tired for some reason. I don't know why. I'm a bit off, but this was fun. I enjoyed this one. So I'll be continuing the playtesting tomorrow night. I still have a few other things to playtest. I still have to playtest the Bloodbath Giraffe maps that didn't work the other night but now work. There's another mapper I need to play, and then I think I have another one as well, which is more of a bigger megawad sort of thing that I was also requested to take a look at. So I've got quite a few things still on the playtest bandwagon to play for this month. But it's nice to actually get back playtesting again, you know. I mean, I've not done it for 2 months, and I really enjoy doing these kind of playtest streams when I can get a chance to do them, when I'm not busy doing request list or other request lists. It's nice to be able to help out fellow other Doom mappers. I almost said fellow Doom mappers, and I realized I'm not really one, am I? I just made 1 map. 1 map and 1 speed map, so I don't really count. So, you know, it's nice to help out other Doom players, and, you know, I enjoy the playtest. I think a lot of you do too. So, who are we going to raid? We've been raided by Awesome Peeps, and I'm going to go raid... Let's see. Oh, we have some contenders. We have a Jimmy. Thweg. Just seeing if there's anyone else. Oh, Serenderson is playing Fear. Thweg's playing DBP 19. Jimmy's doing some music stuff. Kiri's playing Dark Souls 3. Draku's playing Halo Infinite. Purple's playing Fortnite. Who shall we raid? Let's raid Thweg. He's playing some Doom. Why not? Let's get some more Doom shit with Thweg. So, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all... Okay, thank you, Sirius. Yes. I will catch you all tomorrow evening for more playtesting, and have a good evening, and stay safe out there in the cold, festive, December world. Bye!